How did the Cuban Revolution impact Cuban identity? Have you ever wondered how a single event can change the way an entire nation sees itself? The Cuban Revolution, which reached its peak in 1959 with Fidel Castro's rise to power, did just that for Cuba. It transformed Cuban identity in profound ways, shaping how Cubans viewed themselves both on the island and in the global context. Before the revolution, Cuba was heavily influenced by the United States, often seen as a small Caribbean nation under foreign control. The revolution shifted this dynamic, establishing Cuba as the world's longest-standing socialist state. This change brought about a new sense of national pride, emphasizing values like social justice, equality, and national sovereignty. The government focused on providing universal access to health care and education, which helped foster a collective pride among Cubans. Many felt a personal connection to the revolution, viewing it as a break from past inequalities. Fidel Castro introduced the idea of the new Cuban Man. This concept aimed to create citizens who valued community welfare and socialist principles over individualism. The government promoted this ideal through control of the media, education, and labor organizations. This approach helped unify Cubans under a shared revolutionary identity. However, the revolution also created divisions within Cuban identity. Many Cubans left the island between 1960 and 1962, often moving to the United States. Approximately 200,000 people emigrated, leading to differing narratives between those who stayed and those who left. This polarization created a complex Cuban identity, with distinct experiences and viewpoints. Race played a significant role in shaping identity during this time. The government claimed that racism had been eliminated, promoting a unified identity that transcended racial lines. Afro-Cubans were encouraged to identify primarily as Cubans, not by race. While this aimed to foster national unity, it also made discussions about racial inequality difficult, masking ongoing issues and limiting open dialogue about Afro-Cuban experiences. Cuban identity after the revolution was also defined in opposition to the United States. The long history of U.S. intervention, especially during the Cold War, reinforced a sense of pride and a distinct national identity. The break from U.S. capitalist interests marked Cuba as unique in Latin America, shaping a collective identity centered on sovereignty and resistance. In summary, the Cuban Revolution redefined Cuban identity by promoting socialist values, creating the ideal of the new Cuban man, polarizing Cubans between those on the island and exiles, attempting to transcend race, and defining identity in opposition to U.S. influence. These changes influenced Cuban culture, politics, and social relations, making Cuban identity a rich blend of revolutionary ideals and historical legacies.